Laksa is one of the most loved Malaysian dishes. And today I'm going to make a curry laksa, which is a spicy coconut noodle soup, jam-packed full of fresh herbs and spices. Laksas often have two types of noodles, so I'm using some egg noodles and also some vermicelli today. So I've got a boiling pot of water here, salted for flavour, and I'm throwing my egg noodles in here. So those are going to need about 5 minutes to cook. My vermicelli takes much less time, so I've got time to make my spicy paste. All I need to do is chop up my various flavourings and smash them. 4 cloves of garlic. You don't need to be too pedantic with peeling of the garlic because you'll be able to pick out some of that peel as it gets smashed around in the mortar and pestle. Right, next thing we've got going in here is some shallots. And if you don't have shallots, you can just use normal brown onions. I really encourage people to make their own pastes because even though there's lots of store-bought ones out there, if you use those, it's all going to taste a little bit the same, whereas making your own, you get that unique individual flavour each time, and it's not that hard. Next thing I need is a thumb-sized piece of beautiful fresh ginger. Just a rough peel to take off some of those really tough bits. Okay, we need some chillies. And the trick here is just cut them lengthways. Just makes it a little bit easier to take some of those seeds out of there. So let's get those to join the party. I've got 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds here. You could use ground coriander. I just love the extra freshness that a seed gives you. I'm using some turmeric for flavour and colour for my laksa. A teaspoon of that ought to do it. And then nice big pinch of salt, a little bit of oil in there, about a tablespoon of rice bran oil. Here we go. And the good thing about doing it like this as opposed to putting it in a food processor or buying it ready-made is that you start to get the fragrance of, you know, the ginger comes off there, the shallots. Now that is looking like my dream consistency. And while those flavours start to marry each other, I can check and see if my noodles are done. All right, let's have a look. Perfect. Now it's time to cook the vermicelli. Vermicelli is a rice-based noodle. It's cooked by soaking it in hot water, and rather than boiling some more water, I just like to use the water from my noodles. So I drain the egg noodles over my vermicelli. Those are going to start to rehydrate. They need about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we can drain those as well. I'm making chicken and prawn curry laksa today, so I've got these lovely little prawns here, and first of all what I'm going to do is just nip off the tails and throw them into my pot here. And just fry those off, and what they'll do is they'll imbue the flavour into my oil. If you're using prawns in your recipe, this is a great little tip. It means you use the whole of the prawn, which is perfect, and you get that wonderful little flavour in there. So once those look crispy and orange, you pretty much know they've done their job. So let's fish those out of there because we don't want those interrupting our lovely smooth mouthful of laksa. Now I've got lovely prawn flavoured oil.